We are going to be working with our digestive system today, doing some acupressure for balancing health in the gut and to have a healthy microbiome. So please have some water on hand. It's very important to hydrate when we're working with the energy body in this way. And while you're grabbing yourself some water, I'm going to do a quick introduction. My name is Helen. I'm a kinesiologist, and this means that I work with TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, which incorporates our 5 elements or phases with meridian work to understand the body in a holistic way. So we're going to be working very deeply with the related meridians that talk primarily into the digestion. Now, the digestion and the gut is one of those areas that, well, it is impacted by just about every other organ and system and experience, and likewise, vice versa. Spleen and stomach meridians are part of the earth element in TCM, and this is the foundation of the digestive system. However, it is very important to note that this is the one phase, the one element that speaks into all the other elements. So it's almost like a binding substance that we find in these systems. So it's more than just the organ. It's the related brain hemisphere, it's the related muscles, and connected nerves, connected lymph, emotions. So it's really important to understand this larger component of the gut. When we say gut health, we can tend to think of more eating well, and sometimes lifestyle can come in, but it's even more than that. So these 3 points that I'm going to be sharing with you are here to assist you to create some space and some nourishment for the stomach, the spleen, the large intestine, but for the greater digestive process on a whole, which will impact absorption, assimilation, elimination, digestion, and so much more. However, when we are having digestive issues ongoing, this is a sign that there's something deeper that needs to be looked at, whether it could be mental thoughts or emotions or stresses in life or an imbalance somewhere. And usually we know when something is out of balance. So use these tools alongside supporting yourself to have a balance in work and play, a balance of being out in nature, being indoors, a balance of sleeping and being awake. All of those areas impact the digestion, impact our microbiome. Okay, let's start with our first point. And we're going to start with the large intestine, which I'm sure you know is connected to our elimination process. So when we are struggling with that, of course, it's going to wreak havoc, if not dealt with immediately, with our digestion over time. And so when you are dealing with constipation physically, or even struggling to let go of emotions, thoughts, the past, large intestine 11 is a powerful point to use. Okay. The way to find this is to hold your elbows in your hands and then flip your thumb over the elbow bone so that it rests on the top bone. Okay, once you've got that point there, so you above the bone, that's the point you're going to be working. You can take 2 fingers now and manipulate here because it's often much easier to work with 2 fingers, and breathing in deeply and exhaling. And you can use this point for 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 90 seconds, however long feels comfy for you. Adding the breath, it's a really helpful way to integrate. And when you feel that, oh, okay, I've had enough now, listen to your body, pause, and then just shake out the arms, flick the fingers, and please hydrate. So there's a lot moving in the energy body now after working that point, large intestine 11 for constipation, helping us to let go physically, mentally, emotionally. And that is going to continue to work with you, for you, within you, over the next few hours. So if you suddenly notice something in a few minutes or a few hours time, just remember, okay, I worked that point. I've given myself a little treatment. Another really valuable point to use when connecting with our digestion is the spleen. The spleen sometimes, from a Western perspective, is not taken into account, but from TCM, it is partnering, it is supporting the stomach system. So if we've had issues in the stomach for a while, it eventually, if it's not treated, seeps down into the spleen. And we've always got an emotional, mental component to something that's happening in the physical body that's been there for a while. And this is what we're going to treat the spleen for now, because the spleen shows up when we have been worrying a lot. You know, those thoughts that just keep cycling round and round and round, and we just wish that they would go, and we try and get rid of them, and then they come back. That drains the spleen energy, impacting our digestion, impacting the flora in our guts. Over time can actually decrease the amount of those quality enzymes that we need. Okay, so because we are working with a neuro-emotional point, very sensitive, we have a time limit, and that is 30 seconds max. You can work it less if you feel you need to stop it earlier, but 30 seconds you can use it comfortably for. We're going to go to the inside of the leg. Okay, so 4 fingers just below the kneecap. And now we come round where the 4th finger ends. You come around to the thigh. You see you've got this crease here. So you're just 1 finger width away from the crease. And after traveling around from just below the 4th finger. So now you're in this fleshy zone. Just feel around there. If you've got any sensitive area, that's where you want to go. But you don't want to go too far away. You don't want to go 2 finger widths or more away, because then you're going into another meridian. So we're just 1 finger width away from this crease, and 1 finger width or so above it. And here we're now going to massage with 2 fingers nice and firmly, breathing slowly in, slowly out. Just notice what's happening there. Sometimes this can be a really sensitive spot. If it is, It's okay as long as you're not feeling pain. Pain means stop. And then slowly release. Shake out the arms, flick the fingers, and of course what we do on the one side, we want to do on the other. So 4 fingers down, traveling around. You'll see that ends up being about 1 finger width above from the bottom of the thigh, 1 finger width away from the crease, and you massage nice and deeply here for 30 seconds max. So this is along the spleen meridian. It's the deep yin meridian, and it is supporting the stomach meridian, which is a primary yang player in our digestion. On your next exhalation, please release that. Shake out the arms, flick the fingers. Please hydrate. There's a lot going on in your system now. It's very important to replenish, because the fuel that's being used is being used in the form of water. So that is why it's important to hydrate. Okay, so now we're coming to a point on the stomach meridian, and we're going back to the knee. So 4 fingers below the bottom of the kneecap. Just below your 4th finger, come to the side of the shin bone. So you're just below the 4th finger, just next to the shin bone. That's the spot. You can take 2 fingers across from the other hand for balance of polarity, but if that feels uncomfortable, just use the same fingers. This is not a neuro-emotional point. This is stomach 36. Fantastic for digestive issues. So bloating, feeling gassy, lots of belching, pain in the upper abdomen, generally struggling to digest food. This is a point you can work for between 30 seconds and 90 seconds. And of course, what you do on the one side, you'll need to do on the other. So you're going, remember, 4 fingers down, just below, just out to the side. That's the spot. And sometimes the one side feels a little bit different to the other. That's normal. As long as you don't feel pain, take a slow breath in. And then on your next exhalation, we're going to release. Remember what to do. Just give everything a little shake out and hydrate. And while you're doing that, I want to share something with you that I've been working on today. So I have the microbiome reset workshop coming up this week. And this is one of the slides of the presentation where you can see beautifully laid out through the imagery here, our earth element of the spleen, yin, and stomach, yang. Spleen system transforms food into what we know as qi, which is our vital energy. Whereas the stomach, what it does is it helps to ripen, and all the ripened food, all the pure food moves to the spleen so that the spleen can then send that out as qi to the rest of the body. And the food that is not pure, it goes to the small intestine to be further processed and then go on to the large intestine. So when our earth phase is strong, nourishment is going to reach all organs. But when our earth phase is weak, then we get damp. And this damp can show up in forms of mucus, inflammation, and then our microbiome gets impact. And that impact can result in so many different types of stress, affecting the nervous system, affecting our sleep, affecting our emotions, our mood, our energy levels. If we have low energy, first meridian we want to look at is spleen, because spleen governs the chi, which we feel very much as physical energy in the body. And that is linked to our gut. So here we see through TCM so easily how the two are linked. And I'll just quickly share with you the next slide as well. Talking about the stomach meridian now. I want to focus on this last slide here where it says the stomach energy moves down. So the stomach meridian flows down the body. But when stomach and digestion are out of order, we can actually see that direction flipping. And now it travels up the body, which of course is not a good thing. And we can see the symptoms arise, like those that we just spoke of, and many others as well. It's not only directly linked to digestion, because when stomach has been out of alignment for some time, we can actually have urinary tract infections. We're going to have foggy brain, we're going to have migraines, and. So the health and well-being of our microbiome, of course, as we know, is so important. And if you would like to still join this workshop, just know that you don't have to attend live, because I am recording it and you will then get all the slides, sharing the TCM information. I'm also going to be connecting the microbiome to the fascia and the liquid crystalline structure in the body. So all of these have a direct impact on the health and well-being of our gut, and particularly the microbiome in our gut. So if you'd like some more info on that, or if you'd like to get a copy for yourself, you're welcome to contact me here on Substack, or email me. You can do that, support@mindbodywisdom.co.za. And in the meantime, continue hydrating, grounding, and making wise, healthy choices for your lifestyle, which is going to benefit your digestion and your gut microbiome. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me here. Wishing you well until we meet again. Blessings.